Hello, everybody. As you can see, I am not in my normal quarters. I'm in Washington, D.C., actually. I'm here on tour with my boyfriend. I'm a groupie of his. I will sometimes just go travel with him just because I want to see the world too. Staying at this cool hotel that was playing European classical music when we came in. I was like, oh, the finer things in life, huh? Look at this. Look at this too. This book, The Pleasure Principle. It tells you all the different kind of forks and ways to fold napkins. I'm like, what are you guys trying to say? Relax. Like the furniture is all beat up. The bathroom door doesn't even close. Like, what are y'all trying to say, really? I criticize my environment because I deserve a good environment. I don't know where I was going with that. It's nice. It's nice. I'm not one to complain. This is free for me. I'm not one to complain. I'm just, it's nice. It's nice. There's some free complimentary snacks over there. I'm not complaining. I'm just like, what are you guys trying to? Why does everything have to feel like European in order to feel elevated? You know what I mean? Like, you know what it is? I'm just in a mood. I'm in a mood. It has nothing to do with this. I'm in a mood. Look at this. Look. I'm just, when you raise your consciousness to a certain point, you just start to realize, wow, this world really is catered for a certain kind of person. It wasn't made for me. It wasn't made for me. It's not catered to my taste. You know what I mean? Where's the culture? Where's the culture? I mean, I'm sure this is like some kind of culture, but it's not my culture. Growing up in a world where this kind of stuff is default, it's easy to understand why people grow up so confused. You know what it is, you guys, you know why I'm talking so much shit. Because we came in without the person who booked the space, and they were like, oh, we need him there, maybe we can get him on the phone. Gets him on the phone, verbal consent for us to get into the room that he booked for us. And then another guy comes in and was like, oh, you can't do that. We have to have an email from him confirming. And it's just like, why? This lady just had him on the phone, confirmed his email, confirmed the confirmation number. Why can't you give us he's going to sign into his room later tonight. You can't give us because we were on a time limit. You know what I'm saying? So then we had to get the email, write it down. He had to send another email. We wasted like 15 minutes just sitting there when we could have just gone up. Why? Why did you have to do that? Why? So I think that's why I'm in a mood. This is really what I want to talk about here. I take my responsibility as an internet person, and I even calling myself that is like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but just being a person who is just trying to be responsible here on the internet, trying to put out something positive, trying to raise the consciousness of people in terms of personal self-awareness. I take that responsibility very seriously, and I don't want to ever come across that I am holier than thou. I am 100% fully human, all of the flaws and mistakes that come with that. One of the things that makes me feel less self-conscious about being on the internet, especially when it comes to any perceived flaw, is that every flaw that I have represents somebody else in the world, whatever it is. Whatever flaw I have, there is another woman somewhere, there is another person, there is another human being somewhere that has the same flaw. And I am a representation of other people in the world by being public and by being open about where I'm at, what my flaws are, the mistakes I've made, how I think. I am only a representation of other people who are like me. Why should I cover up these flaws? Why should I hide these flaws when they represent a population, when they represent other people? Why do I want to hide myself when I could show it and have the people who are like me relate to me. Erasing certain things about myself is erasing other people. It is erasing other people's representation. And so I don't feel so scared to be flawed on the internet or to make mistakes, because I know there are other people out here too. I know there are plenty of Black people who grew up in predominantly white spaces who struggle with, like, I'm Black and I know I'm Black, and that is an irrevocable aspect of my identity. However, how I feel in my Blackness is a little bit off because of how much I've changed, how much I've adapted to predominantly white spaces. How practiced I am in the dance of, I need to present myself this way, I need to express myself this way, I need to talk in this way so that my humanity, so that people can see my humanity. I feel like I have to do this awkward white dance for my humanity to be seen. Because I feel like if I don't, like, I won't be seen as fully human. And as someone who has privilege and who feels this way, I can only imagine how hard and how frustrating it is for darker-skinned women, darker-skinned people to fight for their humanity to be seen. What I'm here to do is to try to raise the consciousness of equality and really understanding your worth. Where do we feel our worth comes from? Being worthy or feeling worthy has to do with your understanding that you are worthy of love. And a lot of times we limit feeling loved to be from another person. And that's not true. We don't have to be loved by somebody in a romantic context to be loved. We don't have to be loved by anyone to feel loved, to feel worthy of love. And in fact, it's part of this catch-22 that we feel like we have to earn love in order to feel love, because if we are constantly trying to earn love or pursue love, we are in an active story that says we are not worthy right now. We are not worthy until blah, 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 blah. And so that ends up informing a lot of our decisions, pursuing, trying to earn love, which really stems from this narrative that you are not lovable as you are. We always see signs and billboards that Jesus loves you, because it is a human need to want to be loved, to need love from somebody or something. And it's the first thing you will hear out of Christians' mouths. Jesus loves you. It's an important, deeply, deeply important human need to feel loved. It just further validates and supports this idea that we are constantly seeking love. And some people find it in Jesus, but I would argue that you can find it in whatever you want to find it in. I always see religion as the most beautiful lens you can see God through. If you see God through Christianity, that you see God through the lens of Christianity. If you are Muslim, you see God through the lens of Islam. We will choose the lens that we find the most beautiful. But ultimately, I think God is love. I do think that people need to feel loved. And that love does not have to come from a human. It can come from a divine source, a source that we don't understand fully. I guess this is the spirituality of liberation, of raising consciousness within ourselves, because we need to feel loved in order to human, in order to accept ourselves, to be accepted in all of our flaws, because I feel like it is also a very human thing to want to hate ourselves, to dislike ourselves, to dislike other people. But I think in really, truly accepting ourselves, as we are, flaws and all, is the key to accepting the fullness of our humanity. And that's a process. It's not like, you've done it. You have deeply accepted your humanity. That's it. If you are educated well enough about what's happening around you, you are going to want to do something. Talking about human dignity and what we're worthy of as human beings, what we're striving toward, being in a process, accepting ourselves as we are, I think is a really important concept for us to take our power back from these systems that keep us oppressed. If we stop participating in thinking of ourselves and each other as part of this hierarchy, and we start understanding that this power belongs to us and that we are all indeed truly equal with all of our differences intact, it would change everything about how we relate to each other. If we are more informed about climate change and what's happening to our planet, we're gonna want to do something. We're gonna want to do something about it. But I hope this was useful in some way. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. I have to put out a video every day, you guys, so I don't always plan. I just have to record and like edit as fast as I can. But this is only going to be until December, and then I will have probably a different series of videos that will probably feel a little bit different later on. And yeah, so this is the kind of content I'm putting out now. So yeah, whatever. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.